Now we discuss chapter 5. The title is Complex Integration. This chapter consists of 5 modules. The module 1 is line integral. Module 2 is related with Cauchy fundamental theorem. Module 3 is related with Cauchy integral formula. Module 4 is titled as winding number, and module 5 titled as Cauchy inequality and its applications. Now we start module 1 of chapter 5, which is named as line integral. To develop the theory of functions of a complex variable, it is necessary to define integral of a function of complex variable along a plane curve. Euler was the first mathematician who obtained definite integral by replacing real variable by complex variable, where Liouville is believed to first to obtain line integrals along a plane curve. In this module, we first define rectifiable curve, irregular curve, simply and multiply connected domain, contour, and then we define complex line integral. We also discussed some elementary properties of line integrals, and at last we will provide some examples related to line integrals. Now we go to our slide presentation. So we start line integral. This is module 1 of chapter 5. So to develop the subject of the theory of functions of a complex variable, it is necessary to consider the definition of the integral of a function of complex variable along a plane curve. Euler was the first mathematician who obtained the value of a definite integral by replacing a real variable by a complex variable, whereas Laplace is believed to have been the first to use a line integral in the complex plane. The concept of indefinite integral in case of a function of a real variable is extended to a function of a complex variable if the function f is analytic. It means that if f is analytic and if integral fz dz equal to capital Fz, then the derivative of capital F of z is equal to small f of z, that is capital F dash z equal to small f z. But the concept of definite integral of a function of a real variable does not extend out rightly to the domain of complex variables. As for example, in case of a real valued function, the path of integration of integral a to b fx dx is always along the real line from x equal to a to x equal to b. However, in case of a complex valued function, the path of integration a to b fz dz may be along any curve joining the points z equal to a to z equal to b, and therefore the value of the integration depends upon the curve of integration, especially if the curve of integration joining z equal to a to z equal to b is regular, then the value of the integration remains same along any path. Now we define rectifiable curve. Suppose that gamma is defined by z equal to zt, where t varies from a to b, is any Jordan curve. By a partition of closed interval a b, we will mean a set of points p containing t0, t1, t2, tn satisfying a equal to t0, less than t1, less than t2 up to less than tn equal to b. The collection of all possible partitions of closed interval a b is denoted by PAB. Let capital P is the set containing the points t0, t1, t2 up to tn be any partition of closed interval a b. We write ZR equal to Z of TR to obtain the points Z0, Z1, Z2 until Zn on gamma. Now we take the sum SP, which is equal to summation k equal to 1 to n modulus zk minus zk minus 1. Clearly, SP denotes the length of the polygon obtained by joining Z0 to Z1, Z1 to Z2 and so on. Taking all possible partitions of closed interval AB into our consideration, we get the totality of the set SP. If the set SP is bounded for all partitions P of closed AB, then the curve gamma is called rectifiable. If the set SP is not bounded, then it is called non-rectifiable. The least upper bound of the set SP for a rectifiable curve gamma is the length of the curve gamma. Now we define what is called regular curves. A simple curve z equal to zt equal to xt plus iyt, where a less or equal to t less or equal to b is called regular curve if the derivatives of xt and yt exist continuous and do not vanish simultaneously over closed AB. A regular curve is always rectifiable and its length L is given by L equal to integral a to b modulus z dot t dt. Now we define contour. A simple curve is called a contour if it has a finite number of regular curves. A simple closed curve is called a closed contour if it has a finite number of regular curves. A contour is always rectifiable. An example of a closed contour is the curve zt equal to cos t plus I sin t equal to e to the power it, where t varies from 0 to 2 pi. Now we define simply and multiply connected domains or regions. A domain D or a region R is called simply connected if any simple closed curve lying in D or in R can be shrunk to a point without leaving D or R. In other words, a domain or a region is said to be simply connected if every closed curve lying within it encloses only points of the domain or region. A domain or region is called multiply connected if it is not simply connected. As for example, the region R defined by mod z less than 1 is simply connected because any simple closed curve gamma lying within it can be shrunk to a point without leaving R. Open rectangles and star shaped domains are also simply connected domains. On the other hand, the region R defined by 1 less than mod z less than 2 is multiply connected because if gamma is any simple closed curve lying in R, then it is not possible to shrunk to a point without leaving R. For this, see next figure. Punctured rectangle and punctured plane all have one hole and hence they are multiply connected. So, here the first figure is simply connected because if we consider any curve, closed curve, then it can be shrunk to a point without leaving the region. But in second figure, the region is multiply connected because if we consider a closed curve, then it cannot be shrunk to a point without leaving the region. So, in discussing simply connected domains, we shall confine ourselves to the finite complex plane. Consequently, the exterior of a circle is not simply connected, since the domain is prevented from being shrunk to a point by the circle from one end and by the point at infinity from the other. In the extended complex plane, the exterior of a circle is simply connected because it can be shrunk to the point at infinity. So far, we have discussed about rectifiable curve, regular curve, contour, simply and multiply connected regions. We also provide some examples of simply and multiply connected region. Now, we also note that a simple curve is called a contour if it consists of a finite number of regular curve. A simple closed curve is called a closed contour if it consists of a finite number of regular curves. We now define complex line integral for a function of complex variable z. We also discuss some elementary properties of complex line integrals. We also establish the relation of complex line integral to real integral. Now, we go to our slide presentation. So, now we define complex line integral. Let f be defined at all points of a rectifiable curve gamma. We divide the curve gamma into n parts by a set of points z1, z2 up to zn minus 1 taken arbitrarily, and we take the point A as z0 and the point B as zn. We choose a point zeta k on each arc joining zk minus 1 to zk, where k varies from 1 to n, and for this you see next figure. So, here this is our rectifiable curve. We take end point z0 equal to a and another end point zn equal to b. We take z1, z2 up to zn minus 1 as any partition, and between z0 to z1 we take zeta 1, between z1 and z2 we take zeta 2, and so on. Then we form the sum Sn equal to summation k equal to 1 to n f of zeta k into zk minus zk minus 1. We increase the number of subdivisions n in such a way so that the largest of the chord lengths modulus zk minus zk minus 1 tends to 0. If Sn approaches to a limit which does not depend on the mode of subdivision, and we denote this limit by integral a to b fz dz or integral over gamma fz dz, then we call it the complex line integral of fz along the curve gamma, or the definite integral of fz from a to b along the curve gamma. The function fz is then said to be integrable along the curve gamma. It is to be noted that if fz is analytic in a region R and if gamma is a curve lying in R, then fz is certainly integrable along gamma. So, now we establish a relation between complex line integral and real integral. So, suppose that fz equal to u plus iv, where u and v are functions of x and y. X and y are real variables. Then the complex line integral can be written in terms of real integral as integral over gamma fz dz equal to integral over gamma u plus iv into dx plus I dy, and which is equal to integral over gamma u dx minus v dy plus I into integral over gamma v dx plus u dy. This equation could have been taken as the definition of complex integral. Now, we discuss elementary properties of line integrals. Let fz and gz be two continuous functions over a rectifiable curve gamma. Then number 1, integral over gamma fz plus minus gz dz is equal to integral over gamma fz dz plus minus integral over gamma gz dz. Number 2, if c is any constant, then integral over gamma c into fz dz is equal to c into integral over gamma fz dz. Number 3, if minus gamma denotes the simple curve gamma described in the opposite sense, then we have integral over minus gamma fz dz is equal to minus of integral over gamma fz dz. Number 4, if gamma is a rectifiable curve consisting of a finite number of rectifiable curves gamma 1, gamma 2 up to gamma n, then integral over gamma fz dz is equal to summation k equal to 1 to n integral over gamma k fz dz. The boundary C of a domain is said to have positive orientation or to be traversed in the positive sense if a person walking on C always has the domain to his left. The boundary modulus z minus a equal to r of the disk modulus z minus a less than r has positive orientation if traversed in a counterclockwise direction and negative orientation if traversed in a clockwise direction. So, now we consider some examples. So, first one is evaluate integral over gamma z bar dz from z equal to 0 to z equal to 4 plus 2i along the curve gamma given by number 1 z equal to t square plus it, and number 2 the line from z equal to 0 to z equal to 2i followed by the line from z equal to 2i to z equal to 4 plus 2i. So, solution number 1, the given integral is integral over gamma z bar dz, that is equal to integral over gamma x minus iy into dx plus I dy, and which is equal to integral over gamma x dx plus y dy plus I into integral over gamma x dy minus y dx. This is our equation 1. The parametric equation of gamma in this case is x equal to t square, y equal to t from t equal to 0 to t equal to 2. Therefore, from 1 we obtain integral over gamma z bar dz is equal to integral t equal to 0 to 2 twice t cube plus t dt minus I into integral t equal to 0 to 2 t square dt. After simple calculation, we obtain the integral value as 10 minus 8i by 3. In the second case, the line from z equal to 0 to z equal to 2i is same as the line from 0 to 02 for which x is 0. So, from 1 we obtain integral 0 to 02 z bar dz is equal to integral y equal to 0 to 2 y dy, and this equal to 2. Again, the line from z equal to 2i to z equal to 4 plus 2i is same as the line from point 02 to point 42. So, for which y is 2, so dy is 0. So, from 1 we obtain integral 02 to 42 z bar dz is equal to integral x equal to 0 to 4 x dx plus I integral x equal to 0 to 4 minus 2 dx, and this is equal to 8 minus 8i. Combining these two, we obtain the value of the integral as 10 minus 8i. Now, we consider another example. Evaluate integral over gamma z square dz, where number 1 gamma is an arc of a circle center at origin. Number 2, gamma is the union of the horizontal segment from 0 to 1 and the vertical segment from 1 to 1 plus 2i. Number 3, gamma is the line segment from 0 to 1 plus 2i. And number 4, gamma is the contour parameterized by zt equal to t square plus it, where 0 less or equal to t less or equal to 1. So, for the first case, the equation of the arc is z equal to r e to the power I t, a less or equal to t less or equal to b. Therefore, integral over gamma z square dz is equal to I r cube integral a to b e to the power I 3t dt, and which gives as r cube by 3 into e to the power I 3b minus e to the power I 3a. For second case, here for the first part y is 0 and x varies from 0 to 1. Therefore, integral 0 to 10 z square dz is obviously equal to integral 0 to 10 x plus iy square into dx plus I dy, and simplifying we obtain this value as 1/3. For the second part, we have x equal to 1 and y varies from 0 to 2. So, dx is 0. Therefore, integral 10 to 12 z square dz is equal to integral 10 to 12 x plus iy whole square into dx plus I dy, and we put x equal to 1, dx 0, then we obtain integral 0 to 2 1 plus iy whole square into I dy, and simplifying we get this as minus 4 minus 2 by 3i. Thus, the required value is minus 11 plus 2i by 3. So, number 3, the parametric equation of gamma is z equal to zt equal to t into 1 plus 2i, where 0 less or equal to t less or equal to 1. Therefore, integral over gamma z square dz equal to integral 0 to 1 t square into 1 plus 2i square into 1 plus 2i dt, and this gives after simple calculation minus 11 plus 2i by 3. So, number 4, here x is t square and y is equal to t and t varies from 0 to 1. So, integral over gamma z square dz is equal to integral over gamma x plus iy whole square dx plus I dy. Then putting x is t square, y is t, we get the integral as 0 to 1 twice t to the power 5 minus 4 t cube dt plus I into integral 0 to 1 5 t to the power 4 minus t square dt, and this is equal to 2 by 3rd minus 1 plus I. Now, we consider another example. Evaluate integral over gamma dz by z minus 1 whole square, where gamma is the directed line segment from z equal to 1 plus I to z equal to 3 plus 2i. So, we consider the path of integration joining the points 1 1 and 3 2 as a curve made of number 1, a line parallel to real axis joining the points 1 1 and 3 1, and number 2, a line parallel to the imaginary axis joining the points 3 1 and 3 2. So, for first case we have z equal to x plus I, dy equal to 0 and x goes from 1 to 3. Therefore, integral 1 1 to 3 1 dz by z minus 1 whole square is equal to integral 1 to 3 dx by x minus 1 plus I whole square, and after simple calculation we obtain this as 2 by 2i minus 1. For second case, z equal to 3 plus iy, dx equal to 0 and y goes from 1 to 2. Therefore, integral 3 1 to 3 2 dz by z minus 1 whole square is equal to I into integral 1 to 2 dy by 2 plus iy whole square, and this gives, after simplifying, 1 by minus 2i plus 6. Thus, combining these two cases, we obtain integral 1 plus I to 3 plus 2i dz by z minus 1 whole square is equal to minus 1 plus 3i by 4. At the end of this module, we came to know about rectifiable curves, regular curves, contour, simply connected domain, multiply connected domain. We also provide some example of simply connected domain and multiply connected domains. We also discussed complex line integral and what is the relation between complex line integral and real integrals. We also discussed some examples relating to complex line integral. For more problem, you can see the self assessment part. For more details of this module, you can consult any reference books. This ends module 1 of chapter 5.